What you in the United States is about ready to experience is the entire country freezing. And what often comes with that is an overusage of power, which creates massive power outages. Lots of outfits predicting power outages with this big, huge freeze. I know a lot of you guys are prepared, but a lot of you aren't. So I'm gonna show you guys some imagery and video of where this is going to hit the worst. Another thought, do you realize people in North Carolina, South Carolina, people that were hit by the huge storm of Helene, some of them still living in tents? A lot of folks need to get ready for this storm. News and information that affects you coming right up. My name is Cohen here at Riverside Homestead, and if you're brand new here, welcome. If you guys are into prepping tips, emergency preparedness, and most of all, news and awareness, stuff that you want to know about, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. Yes, it's wintertime. Freezing happens. But what doesn't happen very often is the entire US being sub-freezing. And I don't know if you guys realize power consumption it's going to take. Everybody's going to be pumping their heaters. They're going to run the power grid ragged. All at the same time as the biggest power plant battery source facility is on fire.
Fire is burning at a large battery storage facility in Moss Landing called Vistra Power Plant.
Yeah, and I'll tell you more about that. But the biggest thing is you guys got to be prepared for yet again another huge Arctic blast that's going to put the entire United States into freezing temperatures, a lot of it. And I'm going to show you guys exactly those regions so you know the level of threat in your hometown, your ground. With that, if you missed my other videos and you didn't see me promote this, give me a quick 20 seconds to explain why you should have this. 1, I'm buddies with the owner. 2, this could save your life in a freezing situation. This is a NASA technology sleeping bag that reflects nearly all of your body temperature back onto yourself. So when that power goes out, or when you're stranded in a car accidents, freezing temperatures, your heater doesn't work, you run out of gas, this tiny little thing could save your life. There's no reason why someone shouldn't have one of these for each person in the house, one or more in the car. Since I know the guy that makes these things, which has cut out all the middlemen to give you guys an extremely smoking price, that is for our community only. Definitely check into this before the storm hits. And also, you ever have to buy a gift for somebody and never know what to get them? This is one of those things that people wish they had but never think to buy it. Now what we've got coming could be bad.
The coldest air of the season arrives this weekend and lingers into next week. High temperatures will end up a good 20 to 30 degrees below average. Check out Minneapolis and Fargo, where high temperatures won't even rise above 0 degrees Sunday and Monday. This Arctic air means business, as New Orleans and the rest of the Gulf Coast barely get above freezing Tuesday. What's even worse are these dangerous wind chills.
Folks, not very often does the entire United States hit some freezing temperature. This is going to put power grids on overhaul, meaning in the past when that's happened is you get failure. Some of you guys are prepared, which is great, but I swear a lot of the country is not. So this is to serve fair warning to you guys. Get the candles ready, get the emergency food, a little bit of heat, some light, get stuff staged in case your area is one of the areas that gets hit with a power outage during this freeze.
40 degrees below zero across the northern tier. Sub-zero wind chills reach as far south as the Texas Panhandle.
Now I've got a really good video. I want to show you how that cold air is going to come down and you guys are going to be able to see your state and how it's going to affect you personally. But all at the same time, get this. Breaking news, evacuation orders remain in effect due to Moss Landing battery plant fire. Have you guys heard about the Moss Landing plant? If not, it's where our future is headed, and the largest in the United States. So check this out, you might learn something.
Fire is burning at a large battery storage facility in Moss Landing called Vistra Power Plant, and it started happening around 3 p.m. yesterday afternoon. As you can see behind me, the flames have died down considerably compared to what we saw yesterday, but there's still a lot of smoke in the air, and I do feel a slight tickle in my throat, which means I probably should grab a mask, but that's a future me problem.
Funny, because I've had a tickle in my throat. It's more like a scratch. And as far as what they're telling me HMPV is, it starts with a scratch in the throat. And if you watch this video I did, a lot of people were filling it after the mystery fog, which some people are calling the chemical fog. I'll leave that one in the description for you to watch as well. But keep watching. This battery plant, this is where they want United States to go. Extremely flammable, right? And already on fire. And with a storm coming like it is, people need heat. People need power.
Firefighters are not actively putting out the fire because the batteries at the facility must burn themselves out. This is a major concern because the facility contained lithium batteries, which can give off toxic fumes when burned. The cause of the fire is still a mystery, but an investigation will get underway once the fire is extinguished. This is not the first incident at a Moss Landing facility. There was a fire at the Moss Landing power plant on September 20th of 2022 at the Tesla power storage facility after a Tesla Megapack battery caught fire at a nearby PG&E substation. This morning, the Monterey County Sheriff's Office has called other agencies in the county to help with this emergency. County officials asked to stay out of the area to allow access for emergency vehicles. A temporary evacuation center is set up at the Castroville Recreation Center, and as of now, the EPA is monitoring the air quality conditions.
A Board of Supervisors holding an emergency meeting this morning at 8:30 at the Castroville.
Folks, I'm not sure you caught the small print there, which was the small talk. Crazy toxic fumes going into the air, which people in that area, they're going to be breathing in. Now imagine the entire United States filled up with these type of places and all the fires with lithium batteries that burn up, and they have to let them burn until they're done. You guys see where this is going?
Library to discuss this fire. You can watch it on Zoom before the board and sheriff's office go into a closed-door meeting. Then at 10, the local leaders will hold a news conference, and we will bring that to you live right here on KSBW NBC. We will also stream it on our website, ksbw.com.
So if you guys are following that, you're in California, you want to know about news in California, you know where to go to watch whatever they have to say about that. Now, for those of you that don't know what the Moss power plant is, let me tell you, because it's the largest in the United States. So not just the United States, but the largest battery plant storage in the entire world is located in California. And this facility has tons of lithium battery power to store and to distribute. What it's doing is pulling in tons of power from solar, external sources of power like wind, and the crazy thing is it stores up to 1,600 megawatt hours of electricity. When folks are relying on this and it ain't available, no bueno. Do you guys realize that's enough to power 300,000 homes? Folks, these are the same batteries that are burning right now, and you have to let them burn out. You can't even stop it. And with the way that the country's moving, they want to double the size of this plant. And with California trying to become a leader in sustainable energy, fires and all, gives you guys a good insight on what's to come. And now back to what's coming our way, the entire United States. Freezing temperatures, where if we were relying on lithium batteries that are burning up, we ain't gonna have the power to run the heaters, right? But the problem at hand is we've got a huge Arctic blast coming down. It's gonna blast all of us with some freezing temperatures, and this is the map to show you if it's gonna hit you or not. In this great image from the New York Times, it shows how this Arctic blast is gonna come down. You guys can see each individual state and see how it's gonna affect you. Check this out. It says the freezing temperatures and forecast across the United States over the next week, according to the data from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. Check this out. Now, this is a play-by-play from today, Saturday, through next Thursday, and you're gonna see how this plays out, and you're gonna find out if you guys are in the trouble zone. And remember, I know that it's winter. I know that we get freezing temperatures, but like I said, most people just aren't prepared. That's why I asked you guys to share this out so more folks can get prepared, use their noggin, and have what they might need if the power goes out. So as you can see, it's coming down. Those dark colors up there are like -20. Like -20. It says about 272 million people, around 80% of the population of the contiguous United States, live in the areas expected to see freezing cold over the next 7 days. That's more than normal, folks. Right here's the little scale. You can see the freezing temperatures through January 23rd. And you look at the super dark, -40, and the almost super dark, -20. And notice the majority of the map is that neutral blue, which is sub-zero. So we're looking at Saturday. You can see North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. This is the area that's going to start getting hit first. Moving on to Sunday, that sub-zero works its way down through South Dakota, Wyoming, Nebraska, all the way down through Colorado, Kansas, and even goes into New Mexico, with parts of that -20 starting to touch base in Montana, North Dakota, Minnesota. Then we hit Monday. That -20 starts to affect much of Minnesota, North Dakota, parts of Wyoming, even in Montana, some sections in Michigan, and then we go on to Tuesday. This whole system starts to move a little bit to the right of the United States, and those freezing temperatures, sub-zero, move over through Michigan, Illinois, Ohio, New York, Vermont, Maine, and the sub 20 degrees really starts to hone in on Minnesota, Wisconsin, parts of Michigan, of course. And then going into Wednesday, the whole system starts to move over. We still got freezing temperatures all over the United States. Folks, the majority of this, I'm talking about sub-zero. As you can see in the map, everything is already freezing. So Wednesday, it's really moved over to Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, New York, Massachusetts, Vermont, Maine, even down into West Virginia, possibly into Connecticut, and getting really close to South Carolina, North Carolina. And folks, like I said before, I've had many people write in with all these crazy cold temperatures, all these Arctic blasts coming down. You got to think about the victims of the Helene storm. Hurricane Helene still has tons of people that are disarray, out of their homes, living in tents, living in rubbish. While Bideno says, California, the fire situation, give them anything they need. Well, what about the victims of the Hurricane Helene? They're all supposed to just freeze to death? Moving right along, as you can see, we go into Thursday. Still, much of the United States in freezing temperatures, all the way from the west, all the way to the east, with the worst parts just in the upper parts of Michigan, with the worst parts lingering up in the top of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Maine, Vermont, but still much of the United States freezing temperature. Now, like I said, the reason I'm telling you this is going to put an impact on the power grid because everybody's going to be pumping up them heaters. And those are the times that the power grids go down. In the past, we've even seen them cycle it. We're going to give you power during this time, but then we're going to turn you off during this time. You guys remember that? It happens. So this could be one of those times where they start to cycle your power just so that they don't shut down, so they don't run over capacity. So when I see a map where the entire of the United States is going to be freezing, this instantly comes to mind. I'm thinking power outages, and I'm thinking, are our people ready for that? So with that, we've got lots of videos on emergency heat in the winter, emergency light in the winter. I've done a Crisco candle video that's got millions and millions of views, which is a great source of light. It runs for like 72 days. I'll leave that one right down here. If you guys want to learn how to make these at home, it's super easy. Now, will it heat a home? No. It could heat a small bathroom possibly, keep you from not making it, warm your hands, but a great source of light. And right over here, I've got Mr. Buddy heaters. If you guys don't have one of those, watch this video. I break them all down so you can pick a good one, and you can get a 20-pound tank, a hose, and this could do you for like a week, especially a day or two while the power's down. Heat a room comfortably, and if all else fails, you gotta have one of these things because you hop into this sucker could save your life. And no joke, this guy right here, with the deal that they give us, I'm gonna be buying a ton of them. And when it's birthday presents time, guess what you're getting from me? Can't afford not to. Anyway, guys, I knew that this was definitely pertinent for you to know. Be prepared for. Make sure the notification bell is on. Please share this out. Got a lot more coming down the pipe. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you on the next one.